Hello, PG Pokey here with Dow Dark, and we would like to take a moment to discuss a local company called Darklance Designs. They design many of the tokens and gaming accessories. As you can tell, they do have both sizes of widgets, Oklahoma, finger, whatever you want to call them. They're the measuring tools that many gamers use.
But one of the other things that they also do is they actually do a lot of customization work, so that way you can get your widgets actually customized to better suit you.
So to do that, they end up doing things like they can put your name on there. As you can see, that these are mine. And you can pretty much have any kind of customization you want on the widget. Any graphics, names, it's pretty much up to you what you're looking for.
And from a personal standpoint, one of the things I like about being able to put your name on is if you ever go to a tournament or a convention, there's no uncertainty on whether a widget on the table is yours or somebody else's. But as he was saying, there's actually other customizations that you can do.
And one of the ones that's really nice is if you're hosting an event or you have a special tournament that comes up, you can actually have them really do some good custom work and get you something like this right here.
So if we wanted something a little bit more than just the widgets themselves, they can do custom work
on tokens as well.
Other things as well.
So so like here, where you have the custom tokens. You can get custom feet tokens, pretty much anything you're really looking for.
This one says not happy. What were you using it for when it was created?
For a flea token, or in case of vengeance.
Oh, okay.
That was my idea.
Okay.
That was my idea when to use it. I just thought it was kind of an interesting token.
Not happy until we find the cure. That's awesome.
Yes. And of course the feet token is popped my feet for the cure.
But so they also do not necessarily just customization for events or charities, but they'll actually do customization for just general users.
Yes.
To which we have a couple examples that they have here.
So what you have is you can have different shapes, different sizes. You can have just words, different shapes with words. Once again, another not happy face. You can have shapes with words. You can have them front etched or back etched. Kind of a little confusion there, but the difference right there is most of these painted ones are front etched. It allows them to be painted. I like to paint mine so they're easier to read for me. Or you can get the reverse etched, which gives it a nice glossy front, and there's no painting required for it because it gives it a frosted look. On the table, it does look very nice.
So then, with all these different shapes and sizes, you could actually use them to create a set of your own or a design of your own.
Yes, I actually did that for my war beasts. As a Scorn player, you always play a lot of beasts, and you need to know when you're going to be out your mind, body, or spirit. Because I don't know about you, but there's times where I'm playing, and I'll just be in the heat of the moment, and I'll forget that my beast didn't have its body. I marked the damage, but when I'm playing, I completely forgot it.
Yep, absolutely.
So you put the token out there, boom. I can't forget. My opponent helps me remind me that the body is out of my beast, and it forces me to make sure I do the activations properly to heal the body.
So I'm assuming you just set this out next to the beast, and then when you heal, you pick it up and you take it back?
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, for those times where you don't have tokens for abilities or feats, you can get these. They work just like most any other acrylic pieces where you can write on them. You can write on with dry erase, wet erase, just however you want to, and just write the feat, the ability, whatever it is you're kind of trying to keep track of, and put it on the table.
So I actually saw in a game one of these was actually used that the individual drew an arrow on it, and they pointed it to Iris, who was hiding behind a building that they couldn't see visually. So they put the token down there with the arrow to remind them that there was an Iris tucked behind the building that I think their opponent was trying to use as a out of sight, out of mind type thing. But we've been doing a lot of acrylics here. They also do because it's laser edge. They also do wood.
Yes, it's actually how they started, was wood. And so as you can see here, here's 2 tokens. One is for popped feet, and the other one is for the mini feet.
Oh, because it's smaller. I see.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's just part of the wood. I mean, there's nothing on the back. They can do double-sided if that's what you desire. But for the most part, the wood is just done single-sided.
Okay. And I'm assuming, because I've never seen a design like that this was probably someone else's custom design, or is this something that they developed, or?
That is something they developed.
Oh, okay. And then along the lines of feat tokens and stuff like that, they do other gaming aids as well?
Yes. Legion players would probably have lots of lesser light war beasts on the table. Swarm players like myself that are crazy and decide they just want a bunch of reptile hounds can get these lesser light damage markers, to where you can mark the damage, put it behind the lesser. That way you're not having to keep track of, is it number 1 or number 2? Which one was it? You just mark the damage and put it behind the beast, and that way if it survives the round of attacks, you know exactly how much damage it has. Your opponent knows how much damage it has. It makes it just really nice. So
it has the added advantage of when you've got like 6 or 7 of the same light beast, you've got all of those cards laid out. You can't necessarily have a one-for-one comparison of this card went to this person, whereas this can go right behind the beast.
Yes.
And you'll know exactly.
And another nice thing that they have designed, I don't know if you can see it right here, but up here in the very top, you see those little brackets. Most people just number their beasts. You can just put the number of the beast right there, and that way it corresponds to the beast that's behind. In case things get shuffled around or whatever else, it makes it really easy to make sure you place it properly with the proper beast.
Okay. So stuff like Sturmdrang and a bunch of Razor Boars, or something like that.
Exactly.
And then also, we other people have done these before, but so basically they have some acrylics, the walls.
Yes.
They come in wood as well.
Yes.
And it's the same as before, nothing really on the back, and then it's got the etching on the front. And they have one for stone wall, one for razor wall, one for the flame wall. So just about every single wall that there is out there, instead of just having wall, you can actually have what type of wall it is.
Yes, and if they come out with a different ability that or a different type of wall that comes out, and you want to have it shown, they can customize it to make it whatever wall it is.
So now this one is actually an acrylic wall, but it has this piece of paper over it. What is this? Is this the...
Well, that right there, what you'd end up doing is you'd paint the surface, and then once the paint dries, you would peel the paper, because that's just the paper that comes on the acrylic.
Oh, okay.
So once you peel the paper, you'd then have something similar to that.
Oh, I see. So I would paint it all white here, let it dry, and then I would peel it off, and then it would be a black wall with white text or white design.
Yes.
So then for like the flame wall, then I could get away. Let's see, this one is a red one, so I could do again white or
orange,
whatever color. So I'm actually not bound to a certain color acrylic with always white text. I could do orange text if I wanted to, because it's not necessarily the color that comes with the template. It's whatever color I choose.
Yes, it's whatever color you choose to have it.
All right, and so from the gaming aids, you also have the scenarios that we deal with when we're playing, and you have the flag tokens that they have.
Yes, and they do have, once again, acrylic and wood. When they sell the sets, in complete sets, so you'd get 3 flags of the wood or 3 flags of the acrylic. And then when they do the objectives will be sold in sets of 2.
So now these aren't the painted type. These are the
Those
etched
are-
on the bottom.
That is correct. Those are the frosted ones.
So you would actually put the etched side down so that the material of your gaming table reflects through or
Yes.
comes through on the coloring.
Yes.
Whereas these, the actual etching, you can actually feel it. The etching's on the top side because it's wood. It's not see through.
Yes. Now, one thing about the wood ones, you can paint them. I've seen people paint these before. They look very nice painted. You can stain them. Anything you can do to wood, because they are etched, it kind of gives that little bit of a different texture, and it makes it kind of nice.
Okay. So then, along with flags, obviously they do objectives as well.
Yes. They actually have, right now, at least 3 different types of objectives. They have the standard acrylic. They do have the standard wood that looks like this, minus the holes, of course. They then have the 3D objectives, which are wood.
So it's like a little crate.
Yes, so you're trying to fight for something.
Okay.
And then the final one, the one they just came out with.
Well, before you get to that, I noticed this one's got little dots or circles on it.
Yes, that is to mark damage. So you can mark damage on the objective itself.
Oh, okay.
So when it takes damage, you just mark the pips on the backside, and when all the pips are filled, you take it off the board.
So if I wanted to do so this one's 3D and this one's flat. You said there was a third type?
Yes, there is a third type. And the third type is a mix of the two. It's a mix of the acrylic. Well, it's all acrylic, but it's a mix of the flat and the 3D. And the nice thing is, on the 3D one, as you can, I don't know if you can see that real well, but it says stockpile. And the set comes with one for each of the current
2015 scenario?
2015 scenarios. So you have like Bunker, you have Effigy, Arcane Wonder, all of them are in there.
And it still has the little circles so you could actually mark the damage on them
On
as
the
well.
outside, yes.
Okay.
And it makes it to where you can either have it flat, or you can, put the little piece in there. It gives it more than just being a flat piece sitting on the table.
Okay, and then you said that this was a set, so is there only one objective in the set, or?
No, there's actually 2.
Okay.
There's two objective discs, but only 6 of the objectives.
Okay, so if I show up and my friend doesn't have an objective, then he can use the objective as long as we're not both using effigy.
Yes.
Because if we both have effigy, there's only one effigy
In
flag.
this kit, yes.
Okay. So then that's kind of cool. That's I guess that's relatively new because that's 2015, right?
That is correct. That is one of their newest designs they just released for 2015.
Is there anything else that they've done for 2015?
Something they've been working on, which was lane charge markers. You may have seen them elsewhere. They are kind of nice. You get that one, you always had that one, it's like, did I move 3 inches? Where's my straight line? So that's what these are designed for. Basically what you do is you take this, you'd put this up against your model you want to move, and as you can see there's, it's solid edges, and then you take the proxy base and you put it at the end. So from the distance right here to there, that's your 3 inches. Just like that, your 3 inches. So when you make a valid charge what your exact 3 inches are, if you just need to move 3 inches only. And it also really helps you out for placement, so you're not placing improperly.
Well, I'm assuming that because these straight lines are here, this also makes sure that you have the ability to move through without clipping like a base that might be nearby or something like that. So not only is your charge lane clear, you've got your 3 inches, and you've got a proxy base, which I'm assuming that this arrow is the actual facing arrow?
Yes.
So you can actually designate if you do the charge, but because you've got a Titan that's got its base, its model hangs over the base, you can just leave the proxy base behind by pulling this away, and you still got your facing for where the proxy base is.
Exactly.
Because those damn Titans.
Yes. Another nice thing, go ahead and move this out of the way here. I'm going to borrow a model here. Let's say you have the model sitting on the table. You want to make sure you move your 3 and only your 3. You butt that up to the front just like that. Place. You just jump it over. There's no scooching or anything else. Then you can adjust it, however you want to face it. Pull it away, and you've made an exactly 3-inch move. Now, that's not to say that only a 3-inch move for your charge, but it gives you your line. So if you have like a line guide, or you want to use the edge of your flame template or whatever else to make sure the rest of your distance is there, it gives you something a little bit flatter to line up against when you make your charge, so you're going to clear for everything. Instead of trying to go, is it near the base, not near the base, and it helps it out to help clear it out.
Well, and then the advantage of using that is the fact that, if I set that down, my opponent won't have to question me, was that 3 inches? Because the template measures out the 3 inches for you.
Yes.
Okay. And then they also do some terrain pieces too, right? They have some terrain pieces besides the crates for the objectives?
Yes, they actually started doing terrain. They then branched out to doing the widgets, the tokens, all the the crates and everything else. And most of what they've been doing are trench works, and this is just one of the basic ones. It is wood. There's design the base. As you can see on the inside there's the work, the woodwork there. Easily paintable, stainable, however you want to do it. You want to add more to the outside to give it more of a rougher look. You can do that too.
So like build it up with some putty and then sand it so it looks like it's a dirt wall.
Yep. One nice thing, let's say you want to do a bunch of trenches. You can actually...
Oh, that's awesome.
You can actually put them together via magnets, because each of these kits come with magnets. You don't have to... I glued these together so they would all stay together. You don't have to glue them. I did. But if you don't glue them, these walls very easily pop right up and out if you don't glue them. So that way, if you're trying to figure out a way to get your model half in the trench to make sure you get into melee, you could just pop the wall, make the move. When you're done, when the move completes or the model moves off, you can put it back on for, having the table be back to being, the thematic trench work.
Okay, that's all. So they're kind of doing a scenario where you can have it 3D, similar to the objectives. You can have it 3D, and then you can take the 3D element off so that the 2D dimension is not, or the 3 dimension is not affecting gameplay.
Exactly.
Oh, that's awesome. So now they provided us with sets of tokens and widgets, and I believe it was a flag or a flag set, so that would be all 3. An objective set which has 2 of these in it, a feat token, a mini feat token, and then 2 of the measuring widgets. So we've got the finger and the Oklahoma. And basically what they've done is it's kind of a thank you to the Advanced Maneuvers crew. They do watch our channel. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to pass it on to our subscribers, because you guys are literally awesome. We've got 4 sets of these, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to run a randomized drawing for them. And in order to put your name into the drawing, you will need to be a subscriber on the channel, you will need to be a follower on Facebook, and you will need to post in the bottom of this video, as well as post on a Facebook thread that we will start. If we find your name in both locations, if you're using a username that's different from your Facebook name, please make sure that when you post on Facebook you somehow tag it with your YouTube username. But anybody who subscribes in, we'll do a random drawing for 4 sets, and we will contact you via YouTube, to get an email or to get an address so that we can mail them out to you. And again, that's just a thank you from Darklands and a thank you from us for being an awesome group of subscribers. And definitely we check them out. We're going to put a link to their website, to their shop, in the notes at the bottom of the video. You know, give them a check out, and you know, like I said, a lot of their stuff, especially these, you know, like if you're running a tournament or a convention or something like that, being able to have something like this where you're really you know, selling for like breast cancer or some other charity or tournament of some kind that you'd want, definitely check them out, because they're one of the few that I see that are out there that will do custom ad hoc ordering. But yeah, give them a check out, and don't forget to enroll for the 4 sets that we have, and thanks for watching.